I mean, at this point, you might as well just take that fucking gun and put it in the back of your head and blow it out. Jesus.
U-Haul has just released a new survey highlighting California's continued struggle with people moving out of the Golden State.
I'm sorry you're struggling.
KCRA3's Mike Tassell joins us live in West Sacramento to detail what's in this new report and what it could mean for the future of California.
Yeah, we're at the U-Haul rental location here off West Capitol Avenue in West Sacramento. And, you know, U-Haul stresses that this new report may not directly correlate to population or economic growth, but the company has over 23,000 locations, and they say that does help us get a broader sense of migration trends. So take a look, because in the new report, U-Haul found that California once again ranked dead last in the country in its growth rankings. For the 5th straight year, the Golden State saw the largest net loss of one-way U-Haul customers leaving the state.
What do you think about that?
Now, remember earlier this year, the governor highlighted that the previous year, the state actually saw a net increase in population growth. However, bigger picture, this trend is in line with the longer-term forecast from the state's Department of Finance, which projects that fewer people will be living in California in 2060 than lived here in 2020.
Well,
and
I mean, yeah, it's becoming true. I mean, you already have people leaving at record levels.
Growth since its formation.
Hard to argue with that one.
So, back out here live. Question is, why does any of this matter? Well, number one, economic experts say slower growth or no growth impacts having enough workers to fill job vacancies. And when it comes to political implications, California's already lost 1 seat of representation in Congress. And if the trend continues in the negative, there's the potential.
Yeah, that's right. Because the Republicans got the full sweep, so it's like they gotta push the fuck out. Fucking dumb Democrats.
Lose more representation.
Well, that is something to celebrate.
All right, Mike, thanks so much for that live report. Now, U-Haul did say South Carolina was the highest growth rate state, followed by Texas, North Carolina, Florida, and Tennessee.
You know, it's funny, Terry. It never seems to not amaze me. California's first in something, right? They want to be first in something, and they always win the U-Haul challenge, I guess. And
I mean, with
here's proof in the pudding. And by the way, guys, we're not here to tell you you gotta go, you gotta leave. We're just here to bring you resources and tools. So here we go, Terry. Yeah, they're leaving like crazy.
I'm just glad I was sitting down, David, because I was shocked that for the 5th year in a row, the #1 exodus state in the union was California. And as the report said, they're heading to the south. They're heading to Florida, South Carolina.
I mean, if you think about it, they vilify companies, they vilify customers, and they put minorities on a fucking pedestal. So, I mean, what can you do, right?
Heading to the south. And why are they heading to the south, David?
Freedom, buddy.
Freedom. That's
Welcome to America. And guess what? We did our freedom tour, and where did we go? To all those different cities. So, wow, I guess congratulations. You know, if you could get Newscum on the phone right now, maybe you could ask him, because maybe he wouldn't agree with you that they have more U-Hauls going out than they have coming in. But do you have his direct line?
I don't have his direct line, but I know that
I mean, just be that retard when he's on the Golden Gate Bridge, and he's like, "Come to California."
Southern border right now that anybody can walk across into California, and they're allowing this, and they're saying, "Hey, come on in." And as we know, for some reason, I think it was the U.S. Supreme Court said, "Hey, even if they're illegal and they aren't supposed to be here, you still get to count them in your census." So I think that's why they're inviting all of these people to come in illegally.
And I want to thank everybody for watching our news, because this is actually our favorite part of the day, when we get to bring you the news, we get to bring you what's happening. And I had a thought before we go, Terry. I know this is a little longer than normal, because I was thinking about this and I thought, you know, Terry, how long are we going to be able to continue to do this? Because once, you know, there's no more news and everything's normal in California, we will have nothing to talk about. So how much longer do you think we're going to be able to bring people these news stories?
I have a feeling, David, you and I will be 6 feet under for many years before that happens.
And now to a live look at the state capitol. Businesses across California are now paying more in taxes because of a series of spending decisions state leaders made over the last couple of years.
Who would have ever thought of that?
Oh, I know. Who would have guessed?
The state did not pay back its $20 billion.
The funny thing is, I bet the average Californian doesn't even know what half of the bills had in them. And they fucking signed off on them. They basically sold their soul without reading any of it. Good job, fucking idiots.
Loan from the federal government that helped with California's unemployment costs during the pandemic. The state shut down businesses in response to COVID-19, leaving many jobless and in need of unemployment benefits.
Look at where that got you. Now you got a fire you have to deal with. You guys got
nothing towards the principal of that loan. Businesses we spoke to tell us they were caught off guard when they got the recent notice and saw the amount of money that's coming out of their bank accounts.
Just like that. Just like that.
That just feels a little like, you know, just a gut punch after everything else COVID has done to us. So it's frustrating.
Spin class instructor and owner of Cycle Life Studio, Becca Kenyon Westfall, said she was blindsided
they just keep
when she got
kicking
an
you while
email
they're
from
down,
her
by
payroll
the way.
company a couple of weeks ago.
It just said, we will be deducting this one-time deduction early January 2025. I still need to look into it more, but from my
California, sunshine state of kicking you while you're down.
And with 3 locations,
well, come on.
32-ish employees, so that's like $2,100. Definitely
sunshine state of taxing the fuck out of you, getting your house burnt down.
I mean, it's almost like half of my, my rent at one of my locations. And obviously, a lot of people cut back during the holidays. We're a luxury business. So, January is typically a good month for us, kind of. But, November, December are not great months. So coming off of that is rough.
Our hours went down, but the payroll was up $2,000. And I said, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, what do you expect? Down in Southern California, it also happened to Chef Andrew Gruel and his restaurant. He posted about it on X in a post that has since gone viral.
Restaurants don't have thousands of dollars sitting around because we have perishable inventory. So if I knew that there was $2,000 that was going to be taken out of our payroll, I wouldn't buy into futures on some of my seafood. I would have kept more cash in the bank accounts.
Yeah, that's another thing, right? The government does not tell you anything, and then it's already too late. And it's just like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Why the fuck are you so goddamn stupid at running a fucking institution or a goddamn state for that matter? Like, how the fuck did you get your job?
And I always want that cash available for emergencies.
The businesses, along with every other employer in the state, are now on the hook for the state's $20 billion unemployment debt to the federal government that state leaders failed to pay back on time after the pandemic.
So my
money? What
are
money?
Your problems.
Every other state except New York and California paid back the debt with the federal stimulus they had received. California
that's
got
right.
$27 billion in federal
stimulus
but
stuff,
the governor and state lawmakers decided to spend that money on other things instead of using it toward the loan.
Whoops.
I think of that.
Surprise! Can you imagine, Terry? I mean, my goodness, you're running your business. You're trying to do the best you can. Let's face it, the last 4 years, they've been pretty challenging, right? I mean, you've been a business owner, I'm a business owner. What would you do if this happened to you? I mean, I can't imagine.
I'd get the heck out of California. That's what I'd do. I'd say, look, you can't run your state finances. You can't balance your books. So again, another tax on businesses just to encourage them to get the heck out of that state. I'm telling you, I can't imagine running a business in California. First of all, the employees have all the rights. They can sue for anything, anytime, because you're looked at as an employer. You're looked at as the devil. And here comes another $20
Oh yeah,
billion
just feint your trans, and you can basically just get away with anything
until they pay back something that they should have paid back.
Don't do that.
By the way,
Don't actually
Newsome
fucking do
a year
that.
ago too, saying, "Hey, look at us. We got our $60
You will be
billion
breaking
surplus.
laws if
Hey,
you
look
do
at us. We're the best in the world."
Sure
Why
did.
didn't they pay back the $20 billion they owed the federal government? Because now they got deficits out the wazoo. They don't know what they're doing.
Well, Terry, you're our expert. I mean, obviously, you're the Leaving California founder, and you know more about anything with Leaving California than anyone. But the election's over now, and things are supposed to go back to normal, and everything's supposed to be fine. Or are there going to be a lot of people still leaving California?
Oh, I think there's going to be. Well, let's not forget that the CARB, the California Air Resources Board, has mandated even stricter guidelines for petroleum manufacturers to make gasoline, which is going to, they estimate, increase the cost of gasoline another 50 cents plus. It's already, I was there when I was in California a while back. It was $4.50 a gallon is what I saw.
I think Chevron and Shell have left California in terms of like their headquarters. They moved headquarters. I can look it up. I'm gonna use AI to just give me the fucking information quick. Yeah, Chevron just left. Oh, it was Phillips 66. I don't even. Phillips 66 is for other shit. But yeah, Chevron left, and they went to Houston. They went to Texas. Dude, all the fucking businesses are going to fucking Texas. I guess. I mean, to be fair, in terms of Texas, they basically don't tax businesses. Like there's like no taxes in Texas. So that's more or less probably why they headed operations there. Oh yeah, not only that, but they tout a lot of freedom of speech and shit, and not this DEI bullshit. So that's probably why too. I mean, but then again, you got a lot of people from California who went to like Texas who aren't really let's just say they're not very smart and they're retarded.
So let's just say that from now on, at least $5
but then
a
again,
gallon in California.
Staying in
and here
California
in
is
Orlando,
kind of like a death
last night,
sentence too.
I paid $2.85 a gallon, which
at
is
least
even
for
higher than most
some
states.
people.
But then again, I don't pay a state income tax, so I'm okay with a little bit higher gas. But it's going to be almost to where California is double. Well, they already are double the national average. For
Yeah,
well, we just want to thank you again.
Like if you wanna see the cost of living for California, like for all these states, it's fucking insane. Yeah, and the cost of living for California just keeps going up. It doesn't go down. Like everywhere, it just goes up. I mean, I guess except for Texas, because you guys are getting like a lot of more profit and revenue. Because more businesses are popping up over there. US, but yeah. There's a cost of living map. There it is. Missouri had the cost of living data series. Cost of living in the United States, third quarter in general. Most expensive areas were to live were Hawaii, Alaska, Northeast, and West Coast. Alaska. Well, Alaska's like really cold. Hawaii gets fucked up by a lot of volcanoes. Right? Not too. What was it Last year they got hit with the fire too, right? With the fire, and they have to rebuild too. I don't know if they're still rebuilding. It's a possibility. But yeah. With AI. Actually, this is just the index. Is there like oh, they don't have total budget. Housing, food. Child care. Transportation. Healthcare. Other necessities. Taxes. There's no... I thought there would be a... Oh, here we go. Found it. There you go. You basically need a salary of 114K. Nobody makes that much. Well, I mean, some people do. But the income salary for some people in it ranges from what? You got it can range from 10,000 to what? Is it fucking 100,000 or more, depending on what kind of line of work you're doing. If you're doing like a super like specific like high education field, right? You're looking at probably like 150K a year, right? Like I'm talking about like those crazy engineer people. Yeah, highest is Massachusetts with 116K. West Virginia is apparently the lowest with 79K. Texas 87K. Alright. Hawaii 114K. So it's the same as California, which is, I mean, it's a blue state. But yeah, most of the blue states, if you really think about it, are expensive as fuck. If you take, right? Just look at this shit, dude. Well, wow, that's surprising. Alaska is less than all. Well, I mean, I guess. Up there with Arizona. But yeah, most of the blue states are expensive. Tennessee, Kentucky, Kansas, Michigan. North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Massachusetts, Georgia. Yeah, the whole east, yeah, a lot of East Coast here, yeah, that's pretty expensive. Yeah, these are like the blue states too. Actually, they turned red, or some of them actually turned red in this election. But yeah, anyways, there you go. Oh yeah, visualcapitalist.com.
Tuning in to our channel, and we try to find the best stories. And I got to be honest with you guys, we struggle because there's so many stories and we can't cover every one of them. So we have to be selective, but we're going to continue to keep bringing you the top stories and the craziness. And if you're looking to get out, me and Terry are here to help you, and we have so many resources. Thanks for tuning in. We'll continue to bring you the news. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.